Okay, today we're going to make this quilt block. We're going to make it using a Dollar Tree wood panel. You can get it in the Dollar Tree Plus section for $3. How we're going to do this is we're going to break this block. I tape this off to show you. We're going to look at this as in blocks. It's easier that way. You got a block here, one here, and one here. Okay, I did the first lines. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Put my ruler here. I'm going to mark 3, 6, 9, and 12. And I'm going to flip it around. Same thing. 3, 6, 9, and then I'm going to connect this dot to this dot, this dot to that dot, and one more here, and there we have our first set of squares. Okay, now if we look at this pattern, the first square here will go here, and what we want to do is divide this in half this way and this in half this way, and we're going to do that for all 4 corners, and then I'll be back. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to go, and I know this square is 3 inches, so half of 3 inches is 1.5. I'm going to put my ruler here, mark the 1.5. I'm going to come all the way to the top and do the same thing, and then I'm going to draw that line to connect, just like that. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here and up at the top row. Okay, I have my 4 corners done. I'm going to look at my other piece and realize that this stripe right here, this one, is going to be one whole piece. So I'm going to take out these lines on the side with my eraser, just to remind me that that's one whole piece. And I'm going to do that as well. That's the outside little square here. Take out that. Take out this one. And last one. Take out that one. Okay, so I've got the corners, the stripe, and the corner, the stripe, and the corner. Now we're going to start working on the inside. So we taped off this so we could see it better. This is the design that we're putting in this block right here. Okay, so we are going to cut this square in fourths, just like this. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to cut this in fourths, just like this. And then if you look at this, this square here will be green. This one's going to be white. And then we're going to make a line from here up and across the center of here. So we're going to connect this to this and this to this. Does that make sense? So I'm going corner to corner, draw my line, corner to corner, draw my line, and then there's my shape. This one is white, this one is green, green, white, white, green. I like to mark them green, green, green. This one red, red. I do not mark the white because it likes to bleed through onto the paint. And there's what we have so far. Now basically what we're going to do is just look at this each block and go back and draw your pattern. I like to take one block at a time. It keeps me from becoming confused. Measure it out, get it even as you can, and fill in your whole pattern. On the next block would be this one right here. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to look at the pattern and we're going to connect this to this. I'm going to go diagonal here, this to this, and then that'll give us this shape here, which will be green. And then this one is all a green block. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of this. I'll show you how to do the center here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and do the surrounding layers of block and I'll be right back. Now I have it all drawn out and you'll see that there's one block in the middle that we'll be painting red, and I use my Cricut to get my last name initial to stick in there when we're done. But I have everything labeled red, red, green, and then these are green, and that's how you do it. And then you're going to tape it off. You're going to have a lot of patience, and you have to tape it off like right here to do your greens. And I usually do all the one color that I can at a time, let it dry, and then go back and tape off your other ones. And I will normally do around 2 coats of paint. You do need to let it fully dry. You also do need good painter's tape, like I have this here, this blue painter's tape. It can be a little bit sticky. I would maybe stick it on your shirt or, you know, like a placemat or something, cloth, to take a little bit of the sticky off so it doesn't pull your paint up after you get it on there. But it does need to be fully dry before you move on. What I would normally do is I would start with the lightest color paint first, and I would tape off, just go along your line, put your tape down and press it down so it doesn't bleed. Sometimes it will. Don't get discouraged if it does. You can always touch it up. And I would go and tape off all the white areas that I could the same way, and then do your white and then let it dry fully. I usually use 2 coats of paint, let it dry thoroughly. Then I would go and either do the red or the green. After that, it's a little bit of a process. It takes some patience, and the drying time is crucially important, or your tape could, when you go to peel it off, it could pull some of your paint up. Okay, so good tape, painter's tape. Take your time, let it dry. Use a hair dryer if you want to, but take your tape off before your paint actually dries, and it hopefully won't bleed too much. I distress mine, so if it goes out of the edge a little bit, for me it's fine. I usually run over with sandpaper in the end, and I like the distressed look. I don't do anything perfect, so this is perfectly perfect for me. But that's how you do that, and that's how you make your little barn quilts. I will post on my Facebook page a pattern that I used for this. You can go on Pinterest and you can find multitude of different patterns. Once you get the hang of this, it's relatively easy. You just need to remember to see blocks. Okay, if you work on the blocks, this is 12 by 12 divided up. Some quilt squares are only going to be like 3 blocks, then you would divide accordingly to that. I hope that helps. I hope you are inspired to try one of these. If you do, post it on my page and let me see it. I'd love to see it. Thank you for watching.